was bad. Hi everyone. Sorry, just trying to get my what's it called? Just like my tech setup. Thank you so much for joining this morning. I have a couple of things I want to share. So I was just researching a couple of things before I came live today. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think I have my notes somewhere here. First off, I am I am so excited because yesterday we actually closed one of our host agencies, and that's a big deal. I For some reasons I feel like I'm very chill about it, just talking to you right now about it, but yesterday I felt over the moon. I was so excited because because we closed one host agency, we have like, because the host agency has like around 400 travel advisors under them, and I feel like that's such a big deal for us, with where we are now, and I'm excited, okay, to the next thing. I wanted to, yeah, so another person, the other, so let's talk about like student gap years. I think that's all I wanted to talk about this morning. And then I'm going to tell you what we're going to be doing next. I kept thinking about student gap year, like all through, well, yeah, all through yesterday actually. Yeah, okay. I had thought that I was at least going to like get 2 calls this week, and get those 2 calls and convert those 2 calls, but I didn't get 2 calls. And I would have understood things if maybe everyone had spoken to were like like it can't work now and the likes, like everyone had said yes, they were interested. And then it seems as though the the problem was them moving to the next phase. And when I say the next phase, I mean like them booking a call. And I think I kind of just like got tired, and I started to think perhaps there's something wrong. And then I have my thoughts. I decided to put my thoughts down so that I could share with us on this live session. I feel like, okay, well, not feel like, after thinking for a while, I've come to the conclusion that the reason why maybe people are interested in, like, specifically student travel agencies and gap year travel agencies are interested in what we do, but they're not booking a call, they're stalling, is because what we're doing is like a new category. So let me give you an example. I was talking to somebody, and then somebody asked me, "Oh, so are you like a travel agency too? Can we do like a service exchange?" I'm like, "No, I'm not a travel agency." I was speaking to somebody, and they had said, "So do you like provide accommodation? So are you like a supplier?" I said no. And then I think I was speaking to somebody, and they were like, "Oh, we're currently planning like summer tours to schools." Do you understand? Just I was evaluating those three patterns, and I think that these people who love what we're doing, they're excited about it, because if they are not, they wouldn't have said yes, right? But they're stalling. They're stalling because when I say stalling, they've not booked a call. At a point when I was thinking about it, I thought, what if it was a cultural thing? What if it was how travel agencies, student travel agencies in Nigeria operates, right? What if it was what if it was that they're used to maybe WhatsApp messaging and concluding deals on WhatsApp, or maybe they're used to like referrals and all of those things. I said, okay, this is cool. It's a cool thought. But I do not have enough data to conclude that it's culture. But I do have enough data to conclude that they have objections, and that's why they're stalling, even though they had said yes. I specifically remember somebody that had said, "Oh, I'm going to pick a time on your calendar on Thursday," and on Thursday I follow up on Friday, they've still not picked. Or they say, okay, the next 2 days, but they've still not booked the time. And when I combine all of this together, my conclusion is that people are stalling because this is a new category, right? People are used to collaborations in the same sphere, or a little bit different, but it complements each other. They're not really used to collaborations in the adjacent and vertical category, right? What that means is that I am giving them something that is new. They see it's creative, they think it's exciting too, but they cannot visualize its future or how it will play out in the long term, right? So looking at the objections that I told you earlier, somebody had said, "Oh, okay, we're going on tours to partner schools." Yeah, they can understand that because it is a norm, right? Somebody is saying that what are those objections again? I just mentioned them right now. Oh my gosh. Uh, what did one person say? Oh, somebody had asked for accommodations because obviously when the students are going to write exams at that school, students need where to stay. And so if they're able to get someone that's like a supplier for them, it looks like added advantage. It makes so much sense. But what I was saying, it looks like far out of reach because again, if we're saying that they're booking adventure tours, like I said earlier, those students that they're getting into our system may not even book the tours in like a year, right? Because they're just getting into the place, familiarizing with the place, doing whatever they want to do. Life happens. Sometimes you think that things will go on well, then it gets shitty, and then you have to keep picking yourself up again. So yeah, and personally, I just made peace with that. So yes, I'm offering them adjacent slash vertical partnerships, and what that means is that I have to overcome the objections that they have around our partnership, right? But the truth is that I cannot keep waiting, right? I cannot keep waiting because before I started students gap year, my plan was just I was going to cross everything out of my list in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This is the second week, and I just sent the first contract yesterday. Yeah, they're interested, but it's not like they got on a call with me. So yeah, that. Uh, so for some of them, the objection is that they feel like what I'm saying is exciting. It makes a lot of sense. There could be future in it, but they don't know how to navigate it. Somebody and so what I've one of the things I've decided is I'm going to follow their wave. I'm going to go with them as they want us to. Like I was speaking to somebody yesterday, one the person I said I sent a contract to, they said to me that, okay, great, sounds cool. So Esther, what is the next step, like the first step? And I told them the first step is I'm gonna send you a contract, you're gonna review the contract, you're gonna sign the contract. And that is giving me the vibe of that might be how I'll have to move with that person. So when they say, okay, after the contract, what happens next? I send them the next thing. I say, okay, send me your logo or send me your business LinkedIn, whatever. And then I go ahead and make an announcement post about us. I tag them. They say, what's the next thing? I send them a Google form so that they can share to their email address, whatever. They just, whatever has to be done. And then we start collating information and then we get their people onto like our own system, maybe WhatsApp or something. Yeah, or eventually if we get them to our platform, I will indeed mention here. Oh, yes. So when I thought about that, I felt like it was my own way to reduce the barrier to entry for them, right? So maybe some of them are not used to a contract. Maybe I could do like a one pager of some sort. But most importantly, I've always had a fear with just sending contract to people and just sending decks to people because I believe so much in active partnership, right? Just like how when I was talking about host agencies, and I remember that two host agencies actually that said, "Oh, yeah, we saw your email, then we added you to our list. Do not worry when we need um when we need services that you provide, we will send them to you." The truth is that except they have a strong collation and collection system, when they need something, they will most likely not ask us, right? Yeah, so that's that about that. But the ultimate thing that I've decided to do really is I have decided to broaden my scope. So I get it that right now I'm in Nigeria. I did like 15 numbers, and then 15 numbers landed me on like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we have like five interest, six actually. Let's say out of that six, one of them converts, but most importantly, I am going to different markets. I'm not just going to wait on like Nigeria. I'm going to go to like other student travel agencies in Western Africa, right? So if student travel agencies in Nigeria is stalling for these reasons that I mentioned, adjacent and vertical partnership, I also think that it is highly possible that I would face the same objection, even if I go to another country, right? Because in this case, culture, when it comes to taking specific risk most important, especially when it's not a personal risk, right? There's a little role that culture plays in it. There's specific risk. I can say, okay, yes, culture plays a lot in this, but there's some roles that, especially when it's not like, okay, I'm putting like a huge money on the table up front. So yes, I've decided to also go to Ghana. I've decided to go to Morocco. Let's say something. Morocco is actually in North Africa, so I won't go to Morocco. I'm going to go to Ghana, and then I'm going to think of other places in Africa to go to so that I can really ramp up this list. And maybe instead of just doing um, 18 lists to three, I can now begin to say, okay, I'm going to do 10 lists to one. So the goal is like out of 10 people, at least one person should give me a yes. For the students travel and gap year travel, honestly, we only need three companies, and after that, we close it off. Yeah, basically that's it. Just in case you come on this live session and you're like, okay, this person stutters a lot of all of that. No, it's not stuttering. Yeah, I don't stutter. I have just so many things to say. So I'm trying to like put it the right way, and then I tend to like ramble. It is because these sessions are not scripted. I intentionally just say scripted because it's a lot of work to try to be what I'm not when I'm alone, right? So this is how I am when I'm alone. This is how I think out loud. This is how I think, question the things that I think, and then readjust. Yeah. And with the 100 journeys in 100 days, there's really no time to try to be a thought leader. I know I'm already a thought leader. So, in travel marketing, tourism marketing, and all of that. So, if I'm coming on the live to try to be, I feel like it doesn't make sense. So, yes, that's it. If you're watching this session and you're like, okay, okay, why she look like she has a lot to say and then it's not coordinated? This is not scripted. Right. So let's just get into finding um finding student travel agencies. I'm gonna start with Ghana. So let me list I'm gonna say Ghana here. Let's find two more countries outside of Ghana that's in West Africa. Mm, countries in West Africa. Yes, to the countries that are quite popular for things like this too. Ghana. I don't know about Mali, honestly. Niger. Because I also have to go to a country that speaks English. If not, I'll be cooked. Burkina Faso. They speak French there. Ghana, the Gambia. Hmm. This is one not having time can do. Every coast. I could do every coast. Rwanda seems like a cool place, but Rwanda is in East Africa. Mali, I wonder. So I'm just going to go into Google and say student travel agency, student travel agency, Mali. Hmm. I don't see what I was looking for. Kind of figured I wouldn't. Let me look for Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast. And maybe I could just do the same thing I did with our partner yesterday too. And just be like, okay, for those that I said yes, maybe I should just go ahead to send them the contract. No, I don't think that makes sense, honestly. But if I send the contract, it will mean that they're gonna read the contract and they're gonna have questions. They're gonna ask questions if they have it. Except there is an underlying problem that I'm not understanding. And potentially that underlying problem could be that people, student travel agencies are scared of their community coming into ours. But I already addressed that barrier yesterday by saying that the 10% lifetime thingy is not going to the student now right now. It's going to the travel agency. Hmm. Yeah, so that way this doesn't look like a one-off thingy, and they can stay with us for quite some time and all of that. I think that's still I still have to figure that side of things out. Okay, so Ivory Coast is also French. I think I'm just going to stick with Ghana and Nigeria, honestly. Let's see the Gambia. Oh, Liberia. It's not so big. We'll see. Hmm. No. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. So these are more of like travel and tours. Okay, I'm just going to stick with Nigeria and Ghana. And I don't know if what I just said now is it's just an hypothesis. I don't know if it's really an objection. The fact that there could be an underlying fear of these people letting us getting into their network because of because they feel like their audience is coming on ours. That could be a thing, and it may not be. We'll see. So one thing I'm going to do on Monday is I'm going to do a WhatsApp call to everybody, and the WhatsApp call. I'm going to do a WhatsApp call, and the WhatsApp call is, you know, going to be directly saying, let's just go ahead and sign a contract, and from the contract they can share with their organization. Yeah, and I'm also going to let people know that I've always said on this live session that we're only getting 3 people on board and all of that. I have never been for I've never been for putting FOMO in corporates because I feel like it then undermines the importance of the partnership. I've always been a stickler for people hearing what I'm saying and then they're feeling like it is exclusive. So I wonder what effect saying, hey, hi, one spot is taken already. We just have 2 spots left. Please confirm if your company would still be interested in moving with us at this time. So let me put that here. Urgency. These are factors that's going to be going into my call on Monday. Contracts. I'm going to be trying to communicate the fact that we're only working with just 3 right now. We've sent. I'm not going to say we've sent a contract to one person. I'm just going to be like, okay, yeah, we already have one person on board. It'll be great to confirm by Thursday if your company is still interested. Urgency, timing, and honestly, I think I'm going to stop going after anyone who doesn't come back to me by this week Friday. No, sorry, they come in with next week Friday. Alright, so I can't make any calls today till Monday. Yeah, let's put this company. I don't put them here. Rabbi. Let's even try to see their website. Global. How long have they been in business for? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm just going to focus on the urgency of it, urgency, and then the timing of it. And for example, if because everything that we need from them is outlined in the contract. In the contract, they know they're supposed to promote the challenge. Folks in the challenge, in their community is supposed to get into the challenge, because then that's the only way we can then track future revenue that's tied to the folks that are getting into the community now. That is well communicated in the contract. So I think that maybe personally, I shouldn't even bother about them getting us into their network. Honestly, depending on what happens next week, I'm going to know if maybe what I should even provide for them is just content, like content that can go out in their community every day over the next 2 weeks for them to promote the event. The truth is, I'm trying to get people on board as fast as I can, make it as easy as I can for them, since this is a new category. Just thinking about all of their objections yesterday kind of like gave me like a different perspective of how to view this and then how to get the results that I want out of this. And so if that's what it takes, then that's what we'll do. Yeah, and I can always I personally don't want this folks to register on Google Sheets or Google Form. I just want to create a very low barrier level for them. Or I could, I was speaking to somebody yesterday and they're like, okay, so you know what's going to happen, Esther? I'm going to register my name. And when I register my name, you're going to give me a link. And everybody, like a referral link or referral code, so everybody getting into our network through them is tracked. So yes, the development team is working really hard to ensure that we have like the most important parts of our product built by the end of this month. So maybe this is something that I could also transfer to the travel companies. So I'm like, okay, yes, students are not like registering on their own, but I wonder how that is going to work. If this is going to work, it means that I would have to re-edit the form that the students are using to get in on board. Anyways, I'm going to discuss with this with the developer and see what is possible. If it's possible that I can just like give these travel companies, student agencies, they can come on the platform and then they register. When they register, their folks come into our system through them so that they know that okay, maybe I don't know if that's possible, but yeah, this is actually possible in our system now. With what we're building, you can see how many people you've referred to us. So yeah, I guess we could do that honestly. Yeah, I guess we could do that. Whatever helps them helps me to ultimately. So let me put that down. Then that way they register as an affiliate on our platform. Trusted by 5 million plus business. That is some serious claim. Wow. But the website is not updated though. Okay. I think I'll just stick with Ghana honestly. Ghana and Nigeria. Benin. Let's see. Student travel agencies, Benin. Is it Benin or Benin? Oh, this is gonna be Benin City. Thought so. Benin, West Africa. Oh, I should have just gotten. What's this? If you're a travel agency and you like to work with us, we're more than happy to work with you. Reach out to me, partnerships at zagotours.com. There's a lot in the works. I am excited about it. I'm grateful for it. If you're a traveler and you'd like to be like one of the first few folks to test the Zago platform, we are here for you. You can send a mail to social@zagotours.com. Or you could send me an I if you put into Google Akishola Esther, you see my name profile. You could just send me an I, and I'll be more than happy to get you on the wait list, and then set you up as soon as we go live. Uh, who else? Okay, I would have said consortia, but that's a different thing. So yes, travel agents, travelers, and all of that. Yes, so let's start scraping some more contacts. Uh, okay, company name. Oh, okay, I was making a mistake. Telephone. I feel like every business should ensure that their telephone number works. Calling business lines and it's not working is another kind of annoyance. Student travel agency, Ghana. Ghana. Hmm. I'd rather just use this Google profile thing. Hmm. Are these people not listed on Google My Business? Hmm, that's strange. Let me go to maps because I don't see their business profile. Okay, gotcha. Some of them don't have a website. It's important to me that they are like a student travel company. I'm not just like a student travel with so many things behind it. No, this is actually not student travel. Okay. I might not be able to call people today, but at least I'll be able to like gather full contacts. Okay, so I don't know, if I have to go after a company that don't have a website, I actually don't think I want to go after a company that doesn't have a website. Because if they don't have a website, anybody can say student travel, and then you call them, they're like, oh, okay. Oh, but I only do fishing tours. You're like, oh, I only do fishing tours. And I'm like, I've been there before. I think that small businesses really need to do better, with how they present themselves online. And I also think that I say this a lot when I talk to people when they're talking to me. I think that are small. I think that when we talk about small businesses is no longer just small by SME standards. I think that small businesses is now a conditioning. It's now a mindset. I feel like, well, not all. And so when I say I feel like, um, it's just a cultural thingy. Just like how okay, I can't remember the particular phrase, but I think it's one of the things that so when you interact with certain cultures more, they tend to like rub on you. And so there are certain things that an American would say that they mean like the opposite of it. Someone a British person would say they mean like something else but maybe closely related to it and all of that. So when I say I feel like I'm not saying like based on feelings or emotions, I'm saying like based on real conversations, experiences and my research is that small businesses are they get to a point that they plateau, right? And that plateau is not just something that happens by natural occurrence, it's more of a mindset. So you ask somebody who has 10 employees why they don't have 20 employees. And then I totally understand this societal thing where they're like, oh, but it's not everybody that, what's that word? It's not everybody that will have like a very big company. I've heard that kind of thing before where they're like, somebody can literally have 10 people and they're comfortable. I have always been of the perspective that if my ceiling can be 50 people, hiring 50 people, why am I stopping at 10? I know that at 10 I am booked, I'm busy, but is this the best that I can give? And I feel like everybody now needs to begin to think of their business as that. The economy is changing, the world is changing. You cannot be over dependent on just how things are moving. Like, okay, I can afford this. I have a 401k. Businesses don't have 401k, but they have like an insurance kind of thing. I just studying the economic crisis of was it 2008 or 2011, and the psychology of money like really helped me. In short, all I'm trying to say is that small businesses should try as much as they can to be, even if they're going to remain a small business, it has to be like a solid small, not a mini, micro small kind of thing. Like you have a business right now, you're doing 50 people, right? If they tell you having a website can get you 100 people, 150 people, why are you opposed to having a website? Do you understand? Why? If somebody says there's 200 more somewhere, you just have to run Google Ads. Why are you opposed to running Google Ads? Under the guise that you're okay with your 50. No, you're not okay with your 50. Okay, so that's it. This business, go and get a website because you're the reason for this tech talk. Okay, let's just go to like the next business. I should share my screen so that whoever is listening doesn't think I'm yapping. Yeah, let's come here. This name looks very familiar. I don't think it's just student travel that they do, but we'll see. How's it? Mm. This looks like travel and tour thing. I mean, that's cool if they run advert to it. Let me see if. No, this is not student. Gosh, I had high hopes for this new plan of, just like directly going to student travel agencies. And it's not looking like it, actually. Mm. The only thing right now would be to just go into ChatGPT. So perhaps I'm using like the wrong, what's that thing called now? Oh, if you really see my screen, I have to like be sharing my entire screen. If not, you won't see what I'm seeing. So let's go back to this place. Um, this is like Dirty December. Is it now? Yes, it is. So this is not a student travel agency. I don't think I'm shocked though because this area or this part of the world has a lot of stuff for tourists to sell, right? Security and the economic setting, cultural setting, nature setting of a place determine what kind of travel will be popular in that place. So I don't think I'm surprised. I just have hope that at least I'll see some student travel agencies that are actually student travel agencies. I don't think we have anyone to respond to today. Well, aside from Robert. No, this is travel and tours. This is not for students. These are actually independent agencies that we can come to work with us. Before I started the 100 journeys in 100 days, that was the first thing I did. I was able to get a few on board, corporates inclusive. Okay, that's someone. Uh-oh, you're not working. It's not working or something like that. Oh wow. Time to go into ChatGPT and ask. Perhaps I'm using the wrong keyword to search for these things. So ChatGPT. So I'm looking up the chat. Right now we don't have any message. The ones that we have, I responded to it. Hi. So I'm trying to find travel agencies in Ghana that specifically just like process student visa, student travel. What keywords can I use to find them? Yeah, give me a few suggestions. Student visa agency Ghana. Maybe I would see them more this way. A lot of using initially was student travel agency. Oh, cool. That worked. So I just wanted to show you what ChatGPT suggested and what I did. I just went into Google, typed student visa agency Ghana, and then it just brought out like businesses for me, which I think is cool. So I have to start looking them one after the other and getting their contacts. And on Monday, I'm going to reach out to them. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll see you tomorrow, 7 a.m. BC. Thank you so much for your support. If you have questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I am currently like putting together everything that I've done. Oh, yeah. When I say done, I mean like text, Google Sheet, so that it's useful for whoever is using this, watching this, and then needs it, or you just want to know how we arrived at certain things in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for your support. Have a great weekend. Bye.